first thing I will be informing you guys about is your credit score. What is it? So whenever you are applying for a loan and you live here in Jamaica, you have to do a credit check. Now, the price of the credit check, it varies from institution to institution. It can cost as low as $1,800 Jamaican. Of course, we're speaking in because we are living in Jamaica. And I've seen credit reports cost as much as $2,500, some $2,600. So it depends on the financial institution that you are working with, and they will ultimately decide how much you pay to get your credit score checked. Now, the credit report is basically something that
the bank uses.
What is creditworthy? Creditworthy is based on previous, your history, your borrowing, your spending history. Are you someone who, if I give you my money, you're gonna pay back my money? Basically, that's what it does. So there are two credit bureaus in Jamaica. So one is called creditinfo, and creditinfo is located on the towers in New Kingston. So it's on the 9th floor, and it's located at 25 Dominica Drive, Kingston. Second one is CRIF Info Bureau Jamaica Limited. Now CRIF is located at Unit 64 Winchester Business Center, Kingston 10 of the matter. Now, what is the credit bureau? The credit bureau is a private company that collects your credit information. So if you are a working Jamaican who has taken out a loan before, they will send your payment history to the credit bureau. If you are ever late, they have a record of it. Whenever you're early, they have a record of it. And this is what they use to determine if you are credit worthy. Now, basically, the credit info is licensed under the Banking Act of Jamaica, and financial institutions licensed under the Financial Institutions Act participate in this type of, credit situation, information situation. Now, basically, you have developmental banks, you have big bank, cooperative societies. All of those institutions, Student Loan Bureau, National Housing Trust, trade creditors, telephone communicators company, utility companies, all of those people are a part of this whole building your credit score environment that we are now living in Jamaica. So I'm just going to read something to you. So what type of information does the credit bureau collect? Now, they basically collect customers' financial information in terms of their credit worthiness in relation to transaction involving borrowers. So as I said before, if you've taken out a loan before, if you have a credit card, if you have a car loan, they collect your payment history, your credit information to determine if you are credit worthy. Now, the amount and nature of loans and advances or other credit facilities granted to customers, they collect that information. They do a history of your financial transaction in relation to transaction involving the borrowers. So I'm repeating myself because I did mention that before. Now, what is your credit report? I'm sure many persons would like to know that. So your credit report is a comprehensive credit profile of borrowers. Basically, as I said before, it's your credit information, your previous or your current credit history. And it includes information such as your name, your address, your identification numbers, along with other personal information. And there are 3 types of information on your credit report. What are those 3 information that are on your credit report? So number 1, they have your payment history of all your installments, loans. Higher also have your credit inquiries, businesses that have obtained a copy of your credit report. So if you went to courts and you did a credit report there, the credit bureau knows that you did that. If you go to National Commercial Bank, NCB, and you do a credit check, they have that. The credit bureau actually has that information for you. Now, The credit report will not include any information older than 7 years. So if you did something in the past, like 10 years ago, it would not be on your credit report. What is basically your credit score? Your credit score is a number, is assigned by a computer matrix that summarizes the historical credit information on your credit report. What impacts your credit score? So things that impact your credit score are changes in credit score are triggered by changes in your credit situation. So when new information is added to your credit report, whether debt payments or new credit facilities, debt retirement, etc., information older than 7 years, as I stated before, is automatically removed. Now, how can you obtain your credit report? If you are interested in getting a copy of your credit report, you can go to either one of the credit bureaus. All you need is, I think you need 2 valid IDs, and if you are entitled to 1 free copy of your credit report every calendar year. So at the start of the year, from January to December, you're entitled to 1 free copy. If you already taken advantage of your free copy and you go again to get another one, you're gonna have to pay. I'm not sure of the fee. I think it's like between $1,500 and $1,600 or $700. I'm not really sure. So you'd have to double check if you've gotten one before. Now, and you'd have to request this in person. So you have to physically go to the location to get that credit information. What else do I want to talk to you guys about?
What should I do if there is a mistake on my credit?
What should I do if there is a mistake on my credit? Now I'm going to leave that one for right now. I'm going to get into something that they don't tell you. So, say for example, you have a good credit, like a good credit type of situation going on. So you may have a car loan, you may have a credit card, and say you pay these on time or before their due date every month. You would be in a positive state. You would be credit worthy, so to speak, and you can actually get a loan if you're interested in getting taking out a loan. But here's the thing:
something to drink, something to sip, but this is what they don't tell you. Each time you do a credit check with a financial institution, it actually lowers your credit score.
Yes, it lowers your credit score. Now, they don't tell you this, but this is something I have learned recently. It's not something that happened to me personally, but it is through my investigation that I actually found this out through a mutual friend. So if you're interested in getting a loan, say for example you go to NCB first and you do a credit report and they pull your credit score, and you decide for whatever reason, I don't want to go with NCB, I'm gonna go with someone else, say JN Bank. You go there, you pay them, they pull your credit score. Now, each time that a financial institution pulls your credit score, it actually lowers your score and make you more at risk of not being credit worthy. Why, do you ask? Because they're saying that you're out fishing, for want of a better word, for a loan. So each time you go here and you don't get through, and you go there and you don't get through, and they pull and they pull and they pull, it shows that you're desperate. Basically, they're not going to tell you that you're desperate, but basically that's what they're saying. And so your credit score will actually worsen and you stand a chance of not getting a loan. Trust me. Yeah, I know. They don't tell you things like this. If only they did. If you have, say for example, you go and pull your credit reports, and for whatever reason you see that, for example, you have a loan with NCB and you notice that you pay them every month on or before your due date, however you're seeing missed payments, you're actually gonna have to file the dispute. And I think the dispute takes about a week, about 5 to 7 business days to go to the credit, and you have to then do a credit check once more. Apply for the dispute. Once you apply for the dispute, and as I say, it takes 5 to 7 days, the bank will, or the financial institution that you are using, because it doesn't have to be a bank, as I said, you have lending agencies all over the country. So if you use that, then they will go to NCB saying, hey, John Brown had this issue with this payment or these payments. What's going on? And then the bank or the financial institution will get back to them, and then they can actually have the issue resolved. Does it get resolved? I don't know. The debate can be had with that, because there are persons who have gone to the bureau, submitted this form, and still have not had
issues in terms of addressing or adjusting their credit. However, they'll have a friend who told me it can take up to 14 days. So I'm not sure. But yeah, you know, it's important to have good credit. I just want to talk to you guys a little about it. It's very important to have good credit. If you're going to be taking out a loan, or
just jumping in quickly to let you guys know,
or this section loan,
is just basically me.
Once you're going to be going to a financial institution, you are going to have good credit, because if you don't have good credit, they're not going to lend you their money. And it's that simple, because as I stated before, the credit report, it tells whether or not you're credit worthy. It doesn't tell them, hey, give this loan to T-Way or give this loan to John Brown. They tell you based on your past, your given history of borrowing and paying back, and you know, based on your history, are you worthy enough to pay back my loan? Yes or no? Basically, that's what it does. So you just have to have good credit. If you're gonna take something out, be prepared to pay for it. If you're not prepared to pay for it, then guess what? You're gonna get sent to the credit bureau. If you do miss up on your loan, say for example you have like 2 months of arrears or late payments, it's gonna take you like 6 months to get your credit back up by consistently paying. So do you want that? Do you wanna have that type of situation going on, or you want to be able to, if needs be, and you need a loan now, be able to get it now? So to be able to get it now, you're gonna have to pay, and you're gonna have to pay good on your current or previous loan within the 7-year time span that they've given you.
Jumping in again to say, I hope you're still listening. We still have a little bit more to go, but I'm almost through.